And just like that, we back with part two. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters. We are here. We are here in part two. Let's do the. Okay, you know what? Let me just use the. When I use the pad, the laptop, the pad, there's no issue. But when I'm using the mouse, the external mouse, there's a lot of issue. All right, let's do this. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, then. Let's keep on moving with part two. Put this thing right here. There you go. All right, let's move with part two here. Now, with part two, there we go. Excuse me. Let's see. All right. There you go. This is part two. That's Donald Trump for you, man.
This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election.
And then again, beloved, the guy, he's this is symbolically how the Gentiles are. They stick by what they say. Although this thing gonna get them in trouble, they don't care. All right.
And I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others. When you have...
Of course, they have to bring Stacey Abrams. Okay, they have to bring her into this. Okay, people that look like us, you know, this dude, this is his own trouble. Okay. This guy, sorry, I'm so sorry, man. The dude, he's in trouble, man. This is Esau's trouble right there. Again, beloved, a lot of people, I know this is a distraction. I know what they are doing. But then again, what a time to be alive. And a lot of people say, Big Levi, well, this is fake. They're staging this and that. Yes. The guy is in trouble, okay? He could have said a guy like other presidents. He brought Truman, Hillary, and then he brought Stacey Adams. Okay, like we give a crap about her or anybody they pretend they are somewhat talking for our people or in the midst, you know, for our people and things like that. You know, you gotta bring somebody that look like us, somebody that I don't know. So people will say this is somewhat black folks' fault. Let's listen to this again. Okay, all right. Okay, this is historic right there. Okay, this is usually be our people being treated like this, but
I really believe this is a very sad day for America. This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others.
Is it Stacey Abrams or Stacey Adams? Stacey Adams. No, Stacey Adams is a shoe. Stacey Abrams. So the name Abrams, of course, you know, go right back to the Genesis 15 verse 13, and he say unto Abram. Always have to bring our people. All of those are clues the mighty one put in there, marking them. Oops, where is it? Marking them. Stacey Abrams, okay? Genesis 15 verse 13. Let's keep on moving.
When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you're going to have very dishonest elections.
Listen to what he said. When you have that great freedom. Then in the beginning in part one, we talk about the falcon, Michael, guardianship, bring the freedom. You can't make this up.
But has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
Of course
And
not.
everybody knows it. I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have 3 other instances.
Yeah, the hand movement doesn't work again, Donnie. So time for you to go get that mug shot and then, just take that L. Usually it's our people, these dudes, they avoided things like that for their life or in their entire life. They use money, which is not their money, other people money, to get where they at. Now, retribution is in the midst. Stacey Adams, Stacey Abram, 400 years, and he said unto Abram, know for a surety they will judge these dudes. They will judge those people. So that's what's going on here. So the hand movement and then trying that, gesture, trying to sway the people work in the moment.
It's election interference. So I want to thank you for being here. We did nothing wrong at all. And we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest.
So you never heard people like him talking about they have rights. They never use that word. It is always our people. We have the right to protest. We have the right to civil rights. We have the right to this because they had, so-called people like that, they had the right. This is symbolic in the background. We got 3 brothers standing there like 3 angels. Those 3 brethren standing there behind him. You make sure that this guy go get involved with what he needs to be involved in. Great glory, man. What a time to be living, man.
So we think it's very dishonest. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much.
Are you elected? Did you pardon yourself? Are you president?
How is this different from the previous?
President Trump, are you ready to go to trial? Are you kidding me? Anyway.
Out here today.
Support for the man that created one of the best lives I could ever possibly have when he was in office. Financially, morally, spiritually, family, unit. And after Biden got elected, it all fell apart based on my...
Yeah, so that's what it is, man. When Trump was in office, 2019, this man is telling the truth. He had the best life. I know Steve with you too. He goes, man. Dude was living his best life, right after Trump left 2020, man. Hey, the hell. Things got effed up.
Job in the industry sector and lost everything since then. So the man that gave me one of the most amount of hope that I've ever had in my life now is being transformed into some kind of criminal. And
because he is. He been this before the whole election thing. Those guys, that's what they do. They live on crime. That's what they do. And this guy is speaking the truth. That's the only time those folks like him ever felt some normalcy, because he was speaking things that were in the mind of those guys. And the thing that he was speaking, Trump was doing well, man, until he got involved with conspiracy theorists. Until he got involved with them, and then they start feeding him so much garbage, and then he was already delusional. he got delusional, so delusional, he got spiraled out of control, and then somebody stole it and all that. And yeah. Let's listen to this guy.
it's not fair. It is not fair. And he is
not
broken the law, and it's done nothing but intentionally trying to cause division in this.
Yeah, so just like our people, we've done nothing. Just working down the street, we never broke the law, yet you people run after our people, jack them up, hang them up on a tree, throw gasoline at them and burn them to death when we didn't do anything. And it's not fair. We didn't do anything. That's not illegal just to work. But yeah, he raped a white woman. Yeah, he raped a little girl. Yeah, he stole a piece of bread. So we're going to have to kill him. So now, the thing that you used to see in the 6 o'clock news, is that thing we've been recording right now? Is it recording? Yes, it is. So the 6 o'clock news, your typical 6 o'clock news used to featuring people that look like us. And they didn't do anything. They get arrested for just walking around, and they pin a murder on them. and then they didn't have the money for lawyers and things like that, then they spend the rest of their lives in prison.
This country, it is a political ideology that is sick.
Do you think there was anything wrong with Trump's phone call to the state officials here in Georgia after the election?
I listened to the call over and over to say, you know, manufacture me 12,000 votes. I didn't hear that. Find 12,000 votes is one thing, and it's historically known that in Georgia the voter rolls are not cleaned off regularly. There has been cases.
Damn it, man, this thing. I want the people to see this right there. Okay, I want people to see.
I listened to the call over.
You know, it is always, they always have a token Negro in the midst. You know, somebody that look like us. Okay, somebody that look like us. All right, and couple token Negroes in the midst talking about how when he was in office he was doing so good for our people, and then dude like that walk around and they get dealt in the street. Our people were like, "Well, we need to protest for him because he black. Look at him wearing a black cap, a black shirt, and all that." So, you know, he black, so we need to say something about that. No, I say there's a lot of people that walk around here that look like us, and they are not our people. They don't care about us. They'll side with the enemy. Am I saying that the Republican are the enemy? No. The Democrat are the enemy? No. Okay? I don't say, I don't get involved in the Democrat versus Republican. They all are our enemies. It's two nations. Our nation and them. That's all.
Over to say, you know, manufacture me 12,000 votes. I didn't hear that. Find 12,000 votes is one thing, and it's historically known that in Georgia the voter rolls are not cleaned off regularly.
Georgia is supposed to be Trump country, but this thing, you know, hey, didn't go your way. Man.
There has been cases of dead people voting, double votes, people specifically that moved out of a county to another state but didn't register a driver's license.
All right, let me tell you people why they are saying these things. They are well aware, brethren. They've been doing that dead people voting, fake people voting for a long time because their numbers have been dwindling since the 70s. Elon Musk told you this. In order for them to always stay in power, they fake pretty much everything. They fake their identity, they fake their name, they fake the land, they fake history, they fake their votes, they fake pretty much everything. So now things used to work for them when they were faking things. And then now, because he lost the whole thing, he knows things was fake. You know, he knows that. He knows things was fake. And then he's like, yeah, go ahead and fake 25 more like you guys used to do for others. Do it for me. And then they're like, yo, Donnie, we can do this age for you. That's what those people do. That's how they always win in any county where they are not even the majority. They always win. They just fake, bring dead people and vote. Other people that don't even exist, they make them vote. They just prop up their numbers, just like they pad their numbers and say they all whatever percentage and we are still 13%. You know, that's what they do. That's what they say.
Stuff in another state and still hold a current driver's license voting in both places. And we need same-day voting, paper ballots, or do what Afghanistan does. Dip your finger in an inkwell, and so you know you voted. You can't do it twice.
So there were multiple recounts, audits, a final certification in this state. At the end of the day, do you think the election was fair?
No. And I'll tell you just one reason why it's not fair. If you've got video proof of the ballot tallies and the counters in Atlanta shutting the building down, getting people out where there's 3 inside.
Okay, Trump won't save America because they know they lost the blessing. You know, Trump was the last hurrah. You know, it was the last hurrah. And we told those, even before the election, for those of you, we predicted in October, okay, in October 2020, we told those people, they're going to get Trump. Trump going to go to prison, and he's going to get in trouble because the prophecy say Trump will lose the election, Biden will win. World War III in the midst of the Gentiles, and that's exactly what's going on right now. People don't want to talk about it. They you know, World War III gonna be China and stuff like that. No. World War III mean the destruction of you Gentiles. That's exactly what's going on here. You know, Trump lost, Biden win, and we are witnessing World War III. When did World War III started? January 6, 2021, when you scumbag invaded the Capitol and destroy and kill a bunch of people in there. You were killing each other. It's Gentiles versus Gentiles. We stay out of it. That's all.
Watch the video. She pulls the cloth off the table, pulls out a trunk full of ballots, and starts running through the machine. That alone is enough to pause. Governor Kemp should have said, okay, this is video evidence of something fishy. It's not normal to pull a trunk full of anything out as soon as you usher everybody out. As soon as you plaster cardboard and paper all over the windows so nobody can see what's going on inside in a free country, that is a Venezuelan dictatorship. That is not the country that I live in.
Okay, I think I can see the red, black, and green. The red, black, and green, or the green, black, and red. It seems to be something that people that look like us do out there.
What does it make you think? You think the election was stolen, but this election in this state was overseen by a Republican governor and Republican officials.
Always some token Negroes in the mist.
Republican is just a name. Their principles and values, you can just put anything you want to. Because in Georgia, you could run as Democrat or Republican, and it's
always some few Negroes sellouts in the midst. They shouldn't be neither a part of Democrat, Republican. Always some Negroes there. We come here to search. I'm surprised they interviewed this guy, but not one of our people. You know, they should have one here. Let me see. Okay, let me hear what this woman has to say right there. Always some token Negroes in the midst.
To formulate sentences and to be able to put us back on the track for financial prosperity.
And then they will wear garbage shirt like this, you know, Blacks for Trump 2020. You know, when people see that guy, they're like, big if we need to follow this brother. He's spitting some truth. We need to open our mouth and swallow his spit, because he said Trump said something about black people here, and we need to go ahead and follow them. You know, those are the people that we don't know those dudes. We don't know those folks. You know, the so-called Democrats, Republicans. We don't know them.
On the track for financial prosperity.
Just tell me why you came here today.
I spoke for President Trump. Yeah, that's why I come here. I'm from Florida. And you know, girls know I'm from Vietnam. You know,
okay, she's from Florida. She's from Vietnam. You think those people come over there to come here to be your friend and then try to, you know, understand the struggle and stuff like that? Oh, hell no. They come together, leg up.
my country.
Well, not anymore.
I love the socialism. That's why we come here. My family come here 35 years. And what happened now? They know freedom, you know, everything. That's why I come here.
Tell me why you're out here today.
Well, this is a part of history. I think it's very interesting what's going on. I've supported Trump in the past, so I'm going to support him again.
What did you think when these charges came down, the sprawling indictment came down? What did you think of it?
I think it's very interesting, the timing. It's hard to say it's nonpartisan when it's happening right before an election.
That being said, Trump just last week was promising he had new evidence. I mean, if the onus is on the DA to have brought this evidence years ago, shouldn't he have brought his own evidence years and years ago?
Well, it's the prosecutor's job to prove what he's guilty for. I mean, he has to go to court, take his time, and he can prove that he's sure, at least in Georgia, that he's going to go that far to go to trial.
And they make sure they got people that look like us here. With that thing has nothing to do with us, but they make sure of that. Okay.
I guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, what did you think when you heard the tape of Trump talking to Brad Raffensperger?
I think he was looking for votes that are still out there, maybe for him.
Exactly. This is what those people do. It's always moving the goalposts. Lie. You confronted with true evidence, the truth. Lie, because the lie always works for us. Why not? Why not now? Lie. Why you people are not being raptured? Don't worry. The Antichrist are burning down the lane so he can steal them. Lie. That's what they do.
Even after multiple audits, the votes are still out there?
I don't know for sure. I can't, I'm not an eyewitness to that, but I did you see 2,000 mules? I saw ballot stuffing. I saw people feeding voting machines one after the other after they shut it down in Georgia. And they pulled boxes out from under tables and started running ballots through over and over again. My eyes don't lie. He's doing it for us. He has nothing to gain other than saving this country.
Oh, yes. Exactly, because they know they lost the blessing, and Trump again was their last hurrah. Trump was the guy they put the they literally jacked out Cesare Borgia and replaced it by Trump. Trump was their Jesus. He was the guy that prophecies was flying on YouTube, social media. How Trump gonna get a second term and then all this nonsense, but he didn't. So those people like they can't believe it. You know, if you can see a woman like this or people like her doing things like that, what will happen when those people truly like can see they lost the blessing, and the only way for them to see they lost the blessing is to see us with the blessing they used to have. How they will act, I don't know.
And we had 4 years of good prosperity and safety and low unemployment, high wages. You know, we're small business owners, my husband and I.
Then now you guys are suffering.
We're struggling.
Yes.
So are our employees.
What would you think if Donald Trump was in prison but reelected?
I would vote for him in the jail cell because he can run this country a whole lot better than it's being run now from the jail cell.
That's the logic of the so-called 83. Okay, all right? That's the logic, okay?
And thanks for streaming with us. More breaking news. You're now looking at the mugshot of former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. It was taken just a little while ago when he was officially booked on charges of conspiring to overturn the 2020 election. At Georgia charge there, the longtime Trump ally addressed reporters outside the Fulton County Jail after being fingerprinted and fully processed.
You regret attaching your name to the former president?
I am very, very honored to be involved in this case because this case is a fight for our way of life. This indictment is a travesty. It's an attack on not just me, not just President Trump, not just people in this indictment, some of whom I don't even know. This is an attack on the American people.
And again, this guy, okay, he was not famous for taking down the mobsters in New York or around the United States. The mob's still running things. They are very quiet and very humble about it. They really don't need that heat. They're still there. This dude was praised because he was brutalizing our people. I mean, hang on. Is Rudy Giuliani Italian? There we go. Giuliani is of Tuscan descent, and his father's side of his parents or grandparents, Rodolfo and Evangelina Giuliani, were born in Montecatini, Terme, Tuscany, Italy. So a guy like Rudy, he was not taking down his own people, okay? He was not taking down his own people. He was, the whole mob thing, it was a facade, a cover up. This dude was brutalizing our people, stop and frisk, the high rate of imprisonment of our brethren in New York. You know, it was, we cleaning New York, get rid of the mob. No, it wasn't. He was brutalizing our people, imprisoning them, okay, with the whole stop and frisk thing, and the whole overcharging our brethren and sistren and destroying and pushing the whole welfare system, the whole child support thing. This guy, he was responsible for a lot of crap that done to our people. Now look at you, okay? Look at you, all right? Nosferatu. All right. Nosferatu. Nosferatu. Ah, boy.
Here's the definition of far out, unconventional, or avant-garde.
Nosferatu. Nosferatu. There you go. Yeah, so now look at you, Rudy. You're still alive. No more blood for you to suck on. Okay? So you people thought like you were untouched. If your own people can do this to you, guess what the Messiah is going to do to you and your people? Okay? This thing is no joke, son. All right? No joke.
$1,000, a surrender to the Fulton County Jail, booking, processing, and now a mugshot, Terry. So really a stunning day here in Atlanta for someone who was once the mayor of New York City and the district attorney himself.
Okay, and if we enlarge this here, you can see this number in the back here. Okay, anybody tap that number, type this number that you see here. You know, we're not making this up, man. You know, the mighty one is in the midst and is having judgment upon the people that did us injustice.
And I would also just point out, Terry, a few other individuals we have seen surrender and seen their mugshots today include Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis, who were also one-time attorneys for the former president. And it was actually those three attorneys together, Terry.
Okay, those attorneys or lawyers, whatever you want to call them, they done a lot of dirt to our people, man. They've done a lot of dirt to our people. Now look at you. Okay? You guys done a lot of dirt to our people. A lot of false charges. Now look at you.
Rudy, Sidney, and Jenna Ellis, who stood up originally for the former president in support of his effort to overturn the results of the 2020 election. And now here in Atlanta, almost 3 years later, all of them booked and processed on crimes related to that effort, Terry. So that is what has happened here in Atlanta.
A remarkable case, a sprawling case. It will be a heck of a trial. Olivia Rubin, I know you'll be there for us. Thanks very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
So, yeah, you know, and that's what happened, man. That's what happened. So a lot of those guys that done things to our people, dirt, we don't know the amount of dirt those people have done to our beloved brothers and sisters that are either no more or still rotting in jail. And that's the tape of what the mighty one is doing to those people. Then again, when we read the book of Revelation, Revelation 10:13, is that Revelation 8:10? What was it again? Oh boy, let me see if I can get it right quick. It just escaped my mind. What time it is? Oh, it's 12:41. I'm sleepy. 13:10. Yes, of course. I got it backward. Oh boy. Come on. There we go. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Okay, and that's what. I already get rid of it. So that's what's going on right now. A lot of people, you know, he that killeth with the sword, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He is the patient and the faith of the saints. So we are patiently waiting for judgment. That's why this cop went out there and used his sword and did this thing with it. That's why now you're seeing Trump, Rudy, the so-called billionaires. I mean, Trump is a billionaire. Rudy is a millionaire. You're seeing probably a billionaire too. You're seeing the billionaires getting humiliated. And then those people are the one that's supposed to bring the New World Order. They were supposed to reign. You know, Queen Elizabeth was supposed to reign, but she's not here anymore. King Charles was supposed, but those people are not here anymore. This is what's supposed, but they are not here anymore. Well, you have to understand the DuPont, the Rockefeller. Where are those guys? Where are the DuPont, the Rockefellers? Where are they? What Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett is on his way out, man. He enjoyed the blessing and stuff. He ain't gonna come back in power and rule for another 200 years. But Big Levi, you have to understand, they suck good blood and then babies' brains so they can live longer. Yeah, just like the Queen. Huh? Where is she? Well, she's alive. She's somewhere, with some reptilian alien and whatever. Yeah, dog. Yeah, whatever you say, son. Like whatever you wanna say, dog. See, the Gentiles, let me just put this, there we go, put this right there. I'll put this in Genesis for you. See, the Gentiles are confused right now. You can see it on their faces. You can see it in the action. You can see it in the news. You can see it in their interaction. They truly, most of them, a lot of them, they truly don't know what's going on. Because this is not what they were expecting. You see, they really, truly believe in their church. And above all, and the lies that the churches gave them. The church told them that Israel doesn't exist anymore. The church replaced them. And at the end of the days, when you start seeing some trouble, don't worry. Jesus is going to come and then rapture you, and then you're going to go to heaven. Okay. All right. And they've been waiting on that rapture since 2020. They knew when this thing closed down, they were trying to shift the glory to the so-called the elite. They were trying to shift the glory to the so-called the millionaires, billionaires, the 1%, and then who lost more than anybody during the lockdown, the so-called the 1%, the so-called the elites. Until this day, they never recover from this thing, and they won't recover. Look at what happened over there in China. China is pretty much done. The tofu drag buildings, the tofu drag economy, they are very confused. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. And the truth is being withheld with them, just like it was withheld from us. A few of them watching us, a few of them listen carefully, humbly. But most of them, they just shrug their shoulders like, hey, this guy, I don't want to listen to this jack dumbass dude. I have more stuff to worry about, like the rapture. Come to find out this thing, it won't happen. Come to find out the people that you were told to hit, beat, mutilate, enslave, rape, rob, and murdered, those were the true children of the Holy One. You have committed a grave mistake. So, yes, beloved, let's keep on moving. All right. You got to be kidding me with this thing, man. Here we go.
This is the man who cops say beat a mother of two to death with a hammer and attacked her two young kids. Walked out of the 72nd precinct tonight in handcuffs, looking bruised and bandaged as he was taken to a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation.
Of
bloody,
course.
gruesome, violent murder rocking Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
The incident I'm about to describe to you was horrific.
John Shell.
A senseless act of violence which took the life of a married mother of two.
The victim, a 43-year-old mother of a 5-year-old son and 3-year-old daughter. Investigators say all three of them were beaten with this hammer. The children tonight fighting to stay alive. Investigators say the man under arrest was a roommate who was trying to leave the building when police arrived on scene this afternoon and immediately was placed under arrest.
He had blood throughout his body.
It's very rare in our community.
Of course it is.
Very rare in our community to have.
No, it's not rare. This happen all the time. You just got caught. You just got caught. This man, he beat those kids and the family to death with a hammer, man. It takes strength to do this. You even take more guts to do things like that. Kill that woman. Like, this is very strange in your community. Very rare. No, it's not. Usually it's our people coming over there and saying things like that back in the 90s. Say, oh, well, our people are doing this thing because, they are being castrated out of the economic system and things like that. We will always come up with some excuse. Now it is your turn. It is your turn.
Have this kind of violence. And back at home in China, the Fukienese, they live in close compact quarters, so they're used to it. So something have to trigger.
Of course.
For the father to cross the morality, the moral line.
Local elected officials say this.
Did you check if he was on crack? Did you check if he was on fentanyl? Did you check where was his parents? Who raised him? Where are the Chinese community here? Is he a drug addict? Is he a junkie? He could have used drugs to do that. So, you know, he check his background, his family, and his people, see if they don't use crack.
The suspect's own 9-year-old son witnessed the horror.
Now, his own child is what? Abandoned? Become an orphan?
He and his son live in one of the 3 bedrooms in their small second-floor apartment. The victim and her kids in another. A third roommate lives here alone.
The roommate likely got the call from the perpetrator to say, come get my son.
The perpetrator have no prior, have nothing. It's fairly clean. We all...
Of course he is. Of course he is. We check his background and we told you he's clean. Yeah. Did you find any crack pipe in there? Any needles?
Oh, I have to pray for those young kids, those 2 young kids fighting for their lives. And I can only imagine what the father had to go through.
Elected officials say the husband works in a restaurant in Ohio and comes back once a month. Coming back here tonight, hoping his kids pull through. All of this apparently over some sort of ongoing roommate dispute. Charges are pending.
So they know each other, and then he just take a hammer and bash the mom head in and kill her.
Now to a crazy-ass murder investigation right here in Houston.
Oh yeah, we've done that before. This woman, he got killed, the landlord, and then hide the body. No, wait, no, it wasn't her. It was a black lady that did this. It was her? Was it? It was. Wait, that's another one. We haven't done that yet. Oh boy, we haven't done this one yet. But anyway, man, it's just I don't have time for those people right now.
KCAL Orange County reporter Michelle Geely was one of the first reporters outside Cook's.
Oh, we did the Cook's thing.
Meantime, U.S. President Joe Biden was briefed on the crash and made these comments to reporters earlier in California today before Russian officials confirmed Prigozhin was on board that plane.
I don't know for a fact what happened, but I'm not surprised.
Do you think Putin was responsible?
There's not much that happens when Russia and Putin not behind, but I don't know enough to know the answer. I've been working out for the last hour and a half.
That's the typical answer, you know. I'm not surprised. I don't know. Don't ask me. What about Stacey Abrams? Or what about the others? You can go ahead and ask Stacey Abrams. I don't know. You know, yeah.
All right, new tonight here at 10 o'clock, a pretty incredible story of a family of 3 wondering why their baby daughter kept getting sick and why they had a strange odor in their home. Was it their apartment? Was it the water? Well, when they saw this, a man injecting some sort of chemical through the bottom of their door into their home, they knew their lives could be in jeopardy. Fox 13's Janae Lewis is here with us in studio tonight with this story. Janae, we're speechless here.
Yeah, it's hard to watch that video and not feel any other way. The family says the excitement they had of moving into their new home quickly turned into terror, and you saw why. As a frustrated neighbor took his concerns too far, now they're afraid to be inside that very home.
It is extremely scary.
Umar Abdullah says it's very difficult to talk about the last few months. He says it started with complaints from a downstairs neighbor over noise.
So after my daughter was born in August last year, his complaint, like footstep complaint, drawer closing.
But escalated to this.
I installed a hidden camera outside because we were suspecting someone is basically tampering our place from outside. And then we caught our neighbor injecting something through our door.
He says a friend noticed an unusual chemical odor in their home in May. They checked the appliances, hoping to determine the source of the smell, but couldn't. A month later, Umar says his eyes started to burn and his daughter was coughing and throwing up. He says the smell had returned, so he checked the water heater nearby, finding a strong odor.
I was bending down. I sniffed all through that place. And
after replacing it, Umar says the odor and discomfort returned. This is when he set up the hidden camera.
On June 27th, I found that our neighbor is coming with a syringe. He's pulling something from a vial and then he's injecting through our entry door. If we could not have found that incident on the camera, probably after a few days,
they could have killed him. That's how those guys are. The so-called Chinese, those Moabites fellows, they'll poison you. That's why they, in the good book, they say, "Thou shalt not suffer a poisoner to live." This is poison. He was poisoning the family slowly and killed them. Okay, they are very good at that. Remember the story that we brought where they were poisoning a black student, and a couple years ago. That's how those guys do. They will poison you. They won't hesitate to do that. Okay, just like the East Indian will throw acid in your face. Those guys will just put chemicals and then poison you and kill you. They will poison your whatever that they can to get rid of you. Okay, this is I don't know what's going on, but great glory.
we might have been just dead.
He called police, and records show Zooming Lee was arrested and charged with multiple counts of battery and possession of a controlled substance. The report identified him as a USF student. A spokesperson from USF says he is no longer enrolled as of this summer. He was a PhD student in the chemistry department.
If people use their knowledge, this extreme knowledge, to harm people, I mean, they can be even more dangerous.
Umar says he was told Zooming is in the process of relocating, but they're still very uneasy, never thinking their home would become a place they now fear.
I can never expect a neighbor, I mean, I can never imagine to expect something like that happen to anyone. I wish no one else would have to go through a situation like this ever in their life.
So now that's why we told the people, we've been telling the people in the nation to get a Ring camera and put it in your house. Some of you have weird smell coming out of your home. You don't know what's going on. Put a camera in there. It could be one of those people poisoning your place. In the movie Watchmen, the movie. Oh boy. This dude, what's his name again? Boy, that guy, he was poisoning his own friend, and then they blame it on Dr. Manhattan. He was pushing chemicals in the AC. Some kind of weird chemicals was pushing in the AC, and the AC air was putting the chemical out there, and everybody was having cancer in there, and they thought Dr. Manhattan was giving people cancer, when in fact it was him doing this, poisoning people. Great movie. Again, the Blue Man. This is not something those people imagine, okay? This is declassified information. All right? That's what it is. All right?
Teen lifeguards struck by lightning.
Yes, we're at Landis Pool. One of my lifeguards just got struck by lightning.
Brinley Steger was working at her local pool in Landis, North Carolina, when a storm hit. She ran out to fix an umbrella toppled by the winds.
The wind was like lifting chairs and umbrellas and tables. It was really bad.
Brinley's mom, Sonia, raced to the pool to pick her up. She filmed the ominous clouds rolling into town. The storm packed a violent punch. Lightning, wind-toppled trees. Oh my God! And thunder. When Mom got there, she found Brinley sprawled on the ground, struck by lightning.
I felt the tingling sensation throughout my whole body. It was just from my elbow down to my fingertips, and it was just like excruciating pain.
The 15-year-old was rushed to the hospital, where she stayed for 24 hours. Brinley is now home, recovering under the watchful eye of Mom, her own personal lifeguard.
My little miracle, for sure.
Terrible sign.
Hey, aloha everybody, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe, share, and like the video. As you know, I'm one of the few voices on the island of Maui reporting daily live events as I see them, interviewing survivors that are here, that are suffering, that need help. Their messages need to be heard. If you haven't seen the ones from today, please look at the posted videos from today, the lives. you are making a huge difference in the lives of these survivors by donating directly to their Venmos, to their...
Yeah. So he was talking about the children. You know, where are the children? What happened? They burned to death. That's what happened. You know, and he was trying to come up with theories, and you know, that's what conspiracy does. They were taken by Oprah taken to give to Jeffrey Epstein so they can suck the blood and stuff like that. Nope, they got burned to death. That's what it was.
We are keeping an eye on 4 wildfires burning across our state, and so far more than 32,000 acres in total have been burned. The biggest of the fires, the Oregon Road Fire. This is burning just north of Spokane. This fire more than 11,000 acres. It's not contained at all. People east and southeast of Elk are being told to leave their homes right away. At least one person has been killed. One person also died in the Gray Fire, which has burned more than 10,000 acres in Spokane County. Crews gaining control of this fire. It's now 48% contained. And the I-90 interchange to State Route 902 is back open now. We also know that 2 people from Tacoma were arrested after deputies say they dressed up as firefighters and looted homes that were abandoned during these fires.
Yeah. Always looting. That's what you know, 83 does. They'll loot your ass, man. They'll dress as firefighter and loot your ass.
In the North Cascades, the Sourdough Fire still burning 3 weeks after it was started by a lightning strike. State Route 20 expected to reopen this morning as the fire moves away from populated areas. Also burning in the North Cascades, the Blue Lake Fire. This fire burning just off of State Route 20. 290 acres have burned, and this fire 5% contained right now.
Looting in the midst of all that, man. Crazy people. And you're not saying that the news is not there making a mockery of them, calling the National Guard is not being called, but because, you know, they don't look like us. So yeah. Okay, this is in Colombia.
Mi casa está inundada, el frente, el patio adentro, todo está ahora mismo se ha negado.
Again, this thing is everywhere.
A esperar que deje de llover y las aguas bajas.
Este es un evento que está enfilado hacia nuestro país y ya las bandas nudosas del mismo penetraron desde esta madrugada a parte del territorio dominicano. Tenemos ya inundaciones urbanas en el Distrito Nacional y en otras provincias.
Okay, so that's in Greece. If it's not wildfire, it's storm. If it's not storm, it's cyclones. If it's not cyclones, it's typhoon. If it's not a typhoon, it's a hurricane. You know, it's not a hurricane, it's flood. If it's not a flood, it's tornadoes. It's not tornadoes, it's popcorn. If it's not popcorn, it's something else. No break, man, you know. Great glory. All right, this is in Greece, near Athens, Greece, October the 23rd. That fire. You know, for instance, this, there we go. Let me enlarge this. Come on. Oh boy. Yes. Let me enlarge this right here. You see, 7 4 1. If you add 7 plus 4 plus 1, what do you have? You tell me. That's all. Great glory. Let's keep on moving.
To Japan now, where over 1 million tons of wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear power plant has begun to be released into the Pacific Ocean. The decision to discharge water used to cool damaged reactors was approved by the United Nations nuclear watchdog last month. The move has sparked protests and criticism by Japan's neighbours, with Hong Kong's leader John Lee instructing his government to restrict some Japanese seafood imports in response. Japan maintains that the process is safe, saying it will have removed most radioactive elements from the water before it is released. Live now.
Like I told my beloved brethren out there, don't be afraid of any radiation. Okay, the radiation those people are talking about is very harmful to a certain group of people. So, yeah, don't pay too much mind to those people when it comes to things like that.
rain is helping in the fight against those wildfires.
More than 20 millimeters fell overnight in some.
Overnight, and then right after the rain, the fire started again. You know, right after the rain, the fire started again. So yeah, let's see. There we go. Upload. Be ready to upload. There we go. Yep. So, yes, beloved. Yes, you clearly see exactly what's going on out there. You have witnessed the Holy One works. This isn't Jacob's trouble. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. This is 83's trouble, Esau's trouble. And whoever had trouble, Jacob, this is your trouble. This is your judgment. I'll tell the nation to be at peace, and my message have not changed yet. It will. And for those of you that are watching that love the message and you would like to be part of our family, and we do not have a camp, no, we have a group. We have a family. We are quote unquote a group of information sharer. If you have some information, good information you would like to share with us, please do so. Our email is in the description all the way at the bottom. One thing we do not do, among many things, is conspiracy theories. What is that? Taking the credit from the Most High and give it to men. For instance, oh, Big Levi, these wildfires are being done by men. The weather is controlling by men. Men is doing this. Men is doing that. Men is going to get raptured. They're going to go to Mars. They are landing on the moon. We don't want to get involved with this garbage. All credit and praises go to the Mighty One himself. That's one of the golden rule over here. Okay, the second thing we don't do is get involved with debates. Try to prove things to people out there. We have nothing to prove to people. The Holy One have things to prove to people. If you can come up with something and prove that by using the news, showing this thing is all fake, and don't be bringing me news like a couple of black people get in trouble because all of us black are not the same. Okay? That's one of the things we don't do here. We don't debate. We don't try to prove things, argue and yell and do that. We don't do that. If you would like to be a part of our crew, so to speak, and study with us, you can join unto us. You can join onto our channel. We do private studies only. We used to study publicly, but a lot of profane out there, and we now study privately. We have Shalom, beloved. You can join the welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Today we are announcing the channel membership. There are 4 levels. Level 1, testing. Oh boy. Level 2. There we go. Yes, right there. So we do private studies. All right, all those things are private studies that we are doing. All those are private studies we've done. The reason why we had amassing a lot of knowledge is because we've been studying together. Special books we cannot study publicly because there are too many profanes that will headbutt against this. You can click join and choose whatever you want to do and learn with us privately, unfortunately. If you wish to learn other things that we had said before, you can go to oldest, and all the other videos, they are all over, they are here. We've been starting this thing for ages ago. Those are all our videos. You can go ahead and watch, and we got playlists. You can check the playlist. There's homework videos, the family time call where the people call and talk and alone in this work. We used to have that, but too many profane, and right now everybody is studying on their own, and doing the best that they can do. Okay, so now one thing that I would and I will recommend unto you is to meditate. And meditate on your life, do an introspection, self-cognizance. Look at you, look at the positive, well, first, look at the negative aspect of your life, write them down and meditate on each of them. Okay, and for those of you that are still out there asking for your guardian angel, you must know your guardian angel. We can give you the name for free. All we need is your date of birth and your name. We'll give it to you for free. But if you need a full spiritual background, we don't do reading. We do background. What is a background? A background check tell you what kind of power you're packing. Who's your guardian angel? Who's your archangel? Who's your 6 family members, which is your 6 celestial family members? What's your colors? Who are you? What are you? What's your element? What's your metal? What's your color? What's your perfume? What's your cologne? What's your birth tree? What's your birth flowers? What's your birth stone? All of these things we're telling you, but it is not free. If you wish to have that, please contact us at biglevipriest@gmail.com. All the information in the emails are in the description. I will see you folks whenever the mighty one says so. Shalom.